Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
I thought I could just start saying something and something smart would come out.
So today we're going to talk about a movie that came out last year from Amazon Studios that had such an amazing buzz around it. And that, of course, is The Big Sick, that stars Kumail Nanjiani from Silicon Valley, Zoe Kazan, Ray Romano, and Holly Hunter. This is a movie that is all about Kumail Nanjiani, he plays himself, and all about how he actually met his now wife, Emily. And the two of them actually did write this screenplay together. So this is supposed to be a very unique romantic comedy. This is really the story about how the two of these people met, but not just that, all of the struggles that Kumail deals with in terms of the fact that he is a Pakistani Muslim who is living in the United States, and while he truly is appreciating living in America and really loving American life, he still feels that he is extremely held back by his family because even though he is living in America and has the ability to do whatever he wants, he is basically told that he still has to stay within the faith and stick to all the family traditions. So he sort of feels like he never left Pakistan. And all of a sudden, this girl, Emily, comes into his life and he madly falls in love with her, and she has such strong feelings for him as well. But the only thing that he is nervous about is how is he going to tell his parents that he is not only not wanting to follow in the traditions, but he actually is falling in love with a white American girl. So this is a very interesting film for me, especially considering the fact that I recently reviewed the 1967 Stanley Kramer film, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I felt a lot of the messages that this movie had in The Big Sick, and also it was a movie that really hit home with me personally, because like Kumail in this film, even though I am not Muslim, I am someone who was raised in an observant Jewish family, and when I got into my years of college and knew that it was time to go and face the real world, this was where I was starting to question, where do I belong, how strict to my faith do I need to be, and where can I truly find that happy medium and truly find a happy life for myself in this amazing country. And that is what Kumail really goes through in this film. Instead of going to law school, he wants to be a stand-up comedian. Instead of dating within the traditions of his family, he wants to date a white American girl. Instead of practicing his Muslim faith, he doesn't really know what he believes in anymore, and he doesn't want to pray anymore, but he still feels that he is proud of his heritage, and he's very loving of his family. And that is something that I think that as people, no matter who we are or where we come from, it's something that we can really all relate to, because I'm pretty certain that a large portion of us in this country have reached that crossroads in their lives, wondering what they want to do with their lives, how are they going to find a way to truly be happy, and more importantly, who is that person that they're going to be happy with, regardless of what their family thinks. But at the same time, it's also where we have to look within ourselves and figure out how important is our family to us. I, for one, truly believe that family is one of the strongest things that we can ever be given. It's a gift, and we should never truly do things to drive our family and loved ones away. And that's one of the other really impressive things that happens in this film, because unfortunately Emily gets sick, and it gets to the point where there's a chance that she may not live. And through this point in time, even though there were some relationship struggles between her and Kumail, her parents come to where they live, and through this event, he actually gets to spend quality time with her parents, get to know them a little bit better, and they get to know him. And that's where barriers are taken down and stereotypes are shattered. It's definitely some very powerful stuff, but at the same time, it's done in a very charming and lighthearted manner and done with very good taste. But I still don't feel that this is an amazing, mind-blowing film. I mean, there's so much that one can take away from this film in a very positive light, but there are a couple of things for me that I guess you could say let me down, but not necessarily say that the movie is terrible. I really thought that this movie was going to be a little bit funnier, even though it's got so much charm and heart. I did find some very funny moments within the film, especially when Kumail is dealing with other suitors and dealing with his family. There are just some really funny things because Kumail is a really funny guy. I really appreciated his work in Silicon Valley, even though I don't watch the show anymore, and I would very much like to see him play other characters in films. I think he could be a great comedic actor in like an action film with Dwayne Johnson or something like that. I just see him being in a movie like that. I have no idea why. But there were some points that I felt where the movie dragged a little bit. It was a little bit slow and really nothing was happening, even though there were some moments that I really did appreciate. I also found some of the characters really annoying. Those moments where he's spending time with his comedy troupe, I really didn't like the way they were portrayed, and I just found these people to be more annoying than funny, if anything. And even when I was looking at them doing their stand-up routine, I didn't find most of their routines funny at all. They were really dull. And I'm saying to myself, if this is what comedy is going to become, I think that we're doomed. Because as someone who has been struggling to find a good comedy in such a massive sea of dreck, I have no idea what the future of comedy really is going to be, especially if you really want to go in a different direction and talk about the PC culture. I really have no idea. This movie for me also really doesn't have much rewatchability. I just don't see myself watching this movie millions and millions of times. Is it a movie that I would see again? Sure, it's a movie that I would see again. I thought it had a lot of heart and it was very charming and there were so many good things that I took away from this film. But I just don't see myself praising it as much as other people do, and I really don't want to own this movie on DVD either. I mean, my wife wanted to see this movie with me, and I have it free on Amazon Prime, which is where I saw it, but I'll watch it with her if she wants to watch it, no problem, but I just don't see myself saying, I want to go watch The Big Sick because I just have nothing else to watch. I'd rather watch a movie like 500 Days of Summer if I really was looking for a romantic comedy film. But I will say that this movie is very relatable. It's very true to life. It really represents America as a whole right now, which I think is a very important thing to see. And I definitely would recommend it to people, especially if you have heard good things about it and you still haven't seen it yet. I think it's really worth the time to watch at least once. I will give The Big Sick a very strong and admirable 3 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss The Big Sick. And I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.